Hi guys, and welcome to a Wild Trees summer update video. In this video I'm going to be going through every single tree, its performance this year, any updates, anything I feel is relevant, just to give you an update, show you how they're doing. First, I'd like to say if you're not familiar with the Wild Trees series and you don't know what I'm talking about, go here and familiarise yourself with this incredible story. A story of friendship, a story of health, a story of trees, and a story of people. For those who do know what I'm talking about and are familiar with the series, I do have some news to tell you before we get into this. Due to the nature of motor neurons disease, we knew this day would come, but it doesn't make it any easier. A couple of weeks ago now, Alan sadly passed away. He supported me so much through these last 2 years of knowing him. He got to see his Privet at Bonsai by the Sea in June, and I quite often would annoy him with text messages or voice notes, and his son Graham let me know that he was still watching my YouTube shorts and things very recently. Now, in the time I did know Alan, I know that he wouldn't want us to sit around and mope. He wouldn't want me to cry. I've had my time to do that. He'd want to know how his trees are doing, and he'd want me to share it with you all. So today, I'm keeping things cheerful. In light of Alan's passing, I'm releasing this summer update video, not only to celebrate his life, but also to celebrate his trees and the generosity and the lessons that he's taught me along the way. With that, I've invested in this very, very high-tech spinning wheel animation because I couldn't decide which tree to show first. So if we roll that now, this is going to tell us which tree we're going to be looking at first. Excellent. I was hoping for that one. Let's do it. First up is the Privet. So the Privet's had actually a pretty fantastic year. Put on some really ramified growth and had 3 prunes already this year. We have some strategic runners, okay? So these are branches that we are allowing to extend to create new primaries in here. I was tattooed by one of the kids yesterday, so yes. Pretty tough tattoos. Anyway, so we have some elongated growth ready to support. We have a new branch coming in on the apex as well. And if you look at the shade of green, it tells you everything you need to know about this tree. It's extremely healthy. It's had a great year despite having almost no rainwater on it since the beginning of April. It's been well fed, weeded every week, and also been fed with some of the Cornish seaweed, which I've done a video on recently. What else has the Privet done this year? Been to a club meeting. It's been, well, yeah, recently been to a club meeting, but also attended Bonsai by the Sea in Exmouth, which was June this year, 2026. Great comments on that, especially as people saw it the year before when it was a little bit more sparse. I, really cut it back to just primaries. People who saw that last year, maybe at the RHS Rosemore show, definitely think this tree has improved significantly. So the future, what is next for Alan's Privet? Well, I've had a realization. Some of the comments I got from the Bonsai show was that I showed this in flower, as you can see in the pictures. Flowering, sort of semi-deciduous, sometimes it loses its leaves, sometimes it doesn't, should ideally be in a glazed pot. And although the rectangle suits the masculine sort of power and figure of the tree, I am going to try and opt for something more oval shaped and possibly glazed for spring 27. Yeah, so expect that next year. I don't have the pot yet, but I'm either going to make it, have it commissioned, or find one suitable. So yeah, pot change next year. Just increasing ramification, working on these, filler branches that we've grown out in this season's growth. Keeping an eye on the deadwood, trying to maintain it for as long as possible. There we go. So that's an update on the Privet. Had a fantastic year so far. You have our resident shop dog in with us today. How you doing, girl? And next up is going to be the U. Excellent, can't wait for this one. Go do your back stretches for that one. Probably, you shouldn't have favourites, right? It's kind of like kids, but probably my favourite tree. Just because I put so much time, hours, just restyling wide every branch, you know, as I have with the other trees, but for some reason, this one just took so much longer. Countless hours and hours. Anyway, the front of this tree used to be towards you now, and we changed it with a styling, and we brought it here. So I found that actually the front is somewhere in between, and that will need addressing in the future. So the front is maybe somewhere towards you now. So seeing more of the dead wood, maybe possibly even that far. So front is about here now. So we will look to do that in the spring possibly. So this tree, it came at me with a pretty strong spring flush. I mean, it had a lot of root removed the previous growing season. I did give it double dose hefty feed this year, and it rewarded me with very vigorous growth. So with that, I wanted to rebuild some branches. I wanted to make sure that the health of the tree was first. This tree's got a while to go yet, but it's definitely on the right path, and I love working on it. Every time I bring it in, my back doesn't like it so much, but my brain loves working on this tree. So like I said, strong growth. This is all this year's push. And when I came to prune it in the beginning of summer, all I actually did was just reduce the apex down and try and control the growth up here. Give you a closer look. So you'll have to excuse me, I got to stand pretty far back just to get the whole tree in. As you can see, slightly overgrown, but I'm doing that on purpose. I'm regaining the health back, maintaining the deadwood. You know, the deadwood is very healthy, it's looking great. Alan always knew this hedgehog was here. I think my eldest son put that there 2 years ago, and it's stayed with the tree ever since. Deadwood, well maintained, growth very healthy, back budding profusely, which is what I want, you know. Back budding is giving me options. So to round up on the future of the tree, I think this autumn finally going to make the decision that was put to me actually when I took this to winter preparation meeting at the end of 2025, and that was that actually underneath here, this apex is made up of those two main branches. So I spoke to Alan about this this year and said that the advice given was maybe to remove one to give it a more natural look, and he agreed. Now I'm thinking of keeping this foremost sort of curly branch because it has more branches now emanating from the top, so that will give us a much better look. So the plan would be to remove this back apex branch. I mean, Alan did say to me that using the two for the apex because that was just what was there at the time, and then he's maintained it, but he did like the idea of that when we spoke about it last. So that is work that is coming up for the U. I think it will create some dead space in that apex, but judging from how this tree's rewarded me this year, it will fill in no time. So that's its own whole video that will be coming up later this year. So that was a summer update on Alan's yew. Doing extremely well, living its best life, I would say. Next up on the summer updates is going to be... What's it going to be? Itoigawa. Lovely. Okay, let me grab that in for you. So, summer update, Itoigawa, Juniper. Using my World War II ammo box as a stand. The stand is something that I really am in the market for with this tree, because I think as it approaches, it's getting closer and closer to being show ready, show worthy, and I can't show it until I have a decent stand for it. So that is something I'm looking out for if you know anybody. Mostly this year, the Juniper's been in full sun. It had its sort of light repotting last year, responded extremely well to that. And what I've done throughout the summer, as you've noticed in 2026, We've basically become the south of France. And in those 30-degree heat waves, I would stand out with this tree, supervise my children playing in the shade with water and things, and I'd stand in the sunshine like a lunatic and de-wire the entirety of this juniper. All in all, I would say it probably took me about 3.5 to 4 hours. Every single branch, everything that you see, every single thing that you see had wire on it, and every single branch has been combed through, probably end of May sort of time. Combed through every branch, selected what I want to keep, removed anything that was dead, and it rewarded me with a complete change of color. It just went vibrant green in the sun. It's about a month and a half since that work, so we're starting to see some shed again. Just a few bits of old growth starting to come off, giving that sort of yellowy look. But this tree's put on more growth this year, probably about double what it did last year, and I'm really looking forward to its progress because it's shown me some really significant signs of health. This is always the tree that if anybody visits me in the garden, or any of the kids go up in the garden, they look at the trees, this is always the one that everyone gravitates towards. This is always the tree that everyone instantly says looks like bonsai, you know? And so I really want to do it justice. All I want to do is enhance the image that Alan created, because this is Alan's work, this tree. I have done nothing major to this tree whatsoever other than maintenance, feeding, occasional pruning, watering every day, up to 3 times a day in this heat wave, and just admiring it, just letting it be, because it was beautiful when I got it, it's beautiful now, and I'm only trying to enhance the image that Alan already made. Give it a look around. The very 3-dimensional tree. I mean, even from this angle, it's just stunning. It's just stunning. We have one guide wire still on in the back, pulling this silhouette tighter in on the back side, and we have one heavy gauge wire still emphasizing the curve back to center. Considering this Alan picked it as a runt in the back of herons in, I don't know, 2000s sometime. It's come an awfully long way, and it looks absolutely stunning for it. So I don't think it will be long before we see this at a show. Just waiting on a stand, a couple of years tops. So a little close up of the juniper, trunk, branches, the cascading part. Just stunning, just a stunning tree. Done so well this year in the full sun. Yeah, really loving it. Okay, magic spinning wheel. What is next? Well, you probably already worked out if you know the series well enough. Last tree, Alan's white pine. I'll go grab it. Last up, Alan's white pine. So as a lot of you will remember, the white pine is the wild card of the series. There was the Korean hornbeam as well, which sold in the motor neuron disease charity auction that I did last year with Plymouth Bonsai Society. So this is the wild card. This is the one that came after that, after the initial trees. In fact, so much so that this branch here has some wedge cuts in it. Now, Alan did those wedge cuts as a result of feeling enthused by the original Wild Trees videos that came out right at the start. This tree is bittersweet for me. If you kept up with the last videos in the series, I said that this was next. I said I was going to wire it. I said it, I think, Christmas time, and before you know it, Christmas had been and gone, and then spring was here, and spring repotting was just so busy. And I remember sitting out in the garden deconing the white pine. I sent a video to Alan and I said, still here, it's doing well. I apologized to him that I hadn't got round to the wiring yet. It shows his strength because he was always so understanding. He said to me, I remember what it's like to have a young family. I remember what it's like to try and do things for yourself whilst being busy. He said, don't worry about it. When you're ready, And he was so understanding of, it's not that I didn't want to do it, it's that time runs away from you, doesn't it? So this tree is still waiting to be wired. Part of that is because it's going to be really difficult. We've got these two bar branches here. One ideally needs to go, and I still don't know which one. So I'm going to wire everything and then make my decision. But it's something that I need to devote a lot of time, a lot of energy to. So that will be done, as Alan would say, when I'm ready. So flying in for a close-up on Alan's white pine. Incredible bark, incredible bark. This was a gift to Alan from his wife Ruth, and that was from Windy Bank Bonsai, actually, which is somewhere I'd really like to go one day. Heard great things. So this tree, extremely healthy push of growth this spring. Those white needles, half green, other side white, giving it its white pine name. A stunning tree, great movement. This is the pot that Alan chose for it. And it will stay in that for the indefinite future. Looks great. Next step is to wire everything and to do it properly and to do it with 100% commitment. So this is going to be brought right down. This branch will be brought down, possibly removed. All of this apex is coming down, and I see a much more compact tree with foliage down within the trunk line itself. Yeah, it's going to be pretty dramatic change when it's up. So that has been the Wild Trees Summer Update video. This is going to be released Monday, 10th of August. I want to say thanks to Ruth, Graham, and Marlene for their extended support and their understanding. I'd like to offer my deepest sympathies to yourselves, family and friends surrounding Alan. I hope this video gives you a smile and you remember what a generous and kind person Alan was. For as long as I can, the Wild Trees will continue. We have so much work to do. Lastly, before I go, for anyone who knows of anybody suffering currently with motor neuron disease, or has heard of motor neuron disease, or hasn't heard of motor neuron disease, links to their website are in the description below. Now I urge any of my watchers today, if you could even spare £10, £20, maybe £30, please donate using the link in the description to Motor Neuron Research Charity. It's a charity that I donated to when I did my auction last year, and it's the charity that Alan has chosen. It's a charity that's helped Alan through these last stages of his life, and is what he would have wanted you to do. Anything you can spare will be greatly appreciated by myself and Alan's family. Stay tuned, because like I said, we've got a lot of work to do. Thank you to Alan, thank you to his family. Wherever you're in the world, make sure you're taking care of yourself. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.